So my door gaps are not too bad, actually. Passenger side. This at the top of the cowl here, I've got a little bit of an issue there. Other than that, it's pretty good. I think I can use the Star Wars method on that. Use force, Luke. Use force. This, of course, is now off. The taillights are out. Rear bumper thing. Now, this is an interesting thing. Maybe somebody can help me out. That one's riveted. Okay. This connector here and this connector here, according to the parts list, are supposed to be the same. But in my process of pulling them off, oops, this one has a smaller head. This one has a bigger head. These ones are the ones that were outboard. The little guys are the ones that were inboard. So the larger ones were here. The smaller one was here. So I just want to know what anybody might happen to think about that. Door gaps on this side are, again, not actually terrible. For a vehicle that hasn't moved, I mean, obviously it's a little tight here. So I can move the door forward when I do the adjusting. That's riveted on. The other side was screwed on. So I'll probably just replace the other side screws with rivets. And see what I can do about this front end here. Maybe move that forward. This A-pillar needs to be done. But the sills look good. I have 3 of the 4 rubber bumpers. Don't know where the 4th one is, but we shall see. Anyways, my wife is over here looking to leave, so I'm going to turn this off. The inside doesn't look too bad. Like, this is actually fixable metal, but for some reason, at some point, obviously after a minor accident, because this isn't enough damage to be major, they decided to put a bunch of Bondo on. Which, I mean, the metal's not terrible, but it's got to be fixed. Looks like they did some leading here. But there's really no excuse to put a piece of Bondo that freaking thick on a car. I don't care. I mean, fix the metal. Then if you got to fill. But I mean, they didn't even try. That's really sad. And like I say, the inside of it, there's just not a lot of damage to pull. I'll be able to pound this out, no problem at all. So I don't quite see what they were doing, but it looks like they gave a skim coat of Bondo to the whole thing because there's some thickness there. That I'm just going to have to, you know what, I'm going to sandblast it anyway. I'm not going to sit here and scrape it, but you can see they did it. You know, there's there where the overriders came off. This one's got a bit here, although that's not as bad as it could be. But I'm thinking at some point somebody just did a little boom on the thing. And it's like I say, it's fixable. There's nothing wrong with this tub. That other than the fact, you know, it's what, 60 years old now, something like that. So I mean, you kind of got to expect some stuff. I think this should be okay, whether I sandblast or use a chemical or just take a grinder to it. Most likely the grinder will be too much dust. I'll most likely sandblast it. But anyway, yeah, so anyway, I got the fuel tank off and I got the overriders off, obviously, tail lights. You can see it used to be old English white. That very much the case. And looking at the way this paint is here, I'd say I don't even know if they scuffed it before they shot the red over it. This was done before my brother got it because he never knew that this car was anything other than red. In fact, when he got it when he was 14, he wanted to change it to blue, which is why there are bits on the back of on the dashboard that's blue, and the gear shift thing. But she's going to be white with a red interior, the way that God and the British designed her. And I got my carpet samples today, actually, from AH Spares, and I'm a little bit chagrined to see how far apart the color of the carpet and the color of the vinyl and leather are. I like the color of the vinyl and the leather, the cherry red from AH Spares, but the Jaguar carpet is almost magenta by comparison, so either I'm going to have to go with the regular carpet or go with black carpet. We'll see which. And we'll see what other, I got other samples coming in too, so we'll see what shakes out. I just wanted to kind of say where I'm at with the car here. Fuel tank, by the way, looks to be in pretty good shape. And, I'll give it a dust off and see how she's going, but I'm going to pressure test it, I think, at a radiator shop. I don't know if I can do that or not. I guess just plug the fuel inlet and have at her. And if it's sealed, that's one less thing I got to buy. So, anyways, I will sign off now. Obviously, the wiring harness runs down the passenger side. Not as bad as I feared it would be back here. Like I said, I'm going to have to do a little bit of pounding to get the body straight, but overall, she's not too bad in here. I'm a little concerned about that. That's right above the spring box. This side looks okay. But we'll have to see what comes of that. The inner sills look good. The one on the forward will probably get done when I do the floor here. But yeah, all in all, it could have been a lot worse. So I'm not in too bad shape. I am curious if those are seatbelt things though. So if somebody knows that that's what that's for, let me know. Like I said, I have the seat sliders, which I wasn't sure I had, and the seat themselves. The driver's side pan is shot, but I can fix that. Okay, washer fluid pump. 3 grommets, which I've pushed partially through there. Those are held in with the grommets, the washers, and these guys. And they actually come through. You can see where I pushed the grommets through. Right there, you can see them between the master cylinder cover and the steering so this wire was on that screw where the wiring harness comes out. This wire here. I don't know what it means or what it was, but that's where it was. Accelerator cable goes through this little thing here and actually goes into, you can see the cable sticking down here, goes through that flat thing on the accelerator pedal linkage there. And this is the wiring harness for the dip switch. It comes through right there. Sorry, right there next to it. And yeah, that's where the dimmer switch cable goes, which I'm going to need a new one. Okay.